play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City. Good evening and welcome to Regency Park here for round 8 action in the RD8 NPL South Australia. Tonight's matchup kicks off what is sure to be a great weekend of football here in South Australia. It's Croydon FC versus Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Substitutes making their way out across the park. Both teams almost ready to make their way onto the park. Whilst we wait for those players to come out, I'll be your commentator for tonight, Connie Kimitzis, running solo. Everyone's deserted me at last minute tonight. Go through with the home team. Croydon FC, starting in goals, number 1, Daniel Magush. Number 5, the captain, Lukasz Klimek. Number 7, Maya Hisamoto. Number 8, Adam Martinello. Number 10, Thomas Greco. Number 11, Oscar Slattery. Number 12, Luca Trimboli. Number 15, James Polly. Number 18, Jared Brazzali. Number 22, Bol Mapor. And number 23, Andre Carl. Head coach for Croydon FC is George Sonis. Whilst for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, a little bit depleted tonight with some key injuries for some key players. In goal, they welcome back John Solari. That is one of their main outs, is Barbaro, with also their reserve goalkeeper Corey Mushy struggling with a bit of an injury. So John Solari comes back in. Number 5, Bradley Corbo. Number 6, Noah Blazeka. Number 7, Don Nyankuru. Number 8, Callum Campbell. Number 9, the captain, Anthony Costa. Number 10, Paul Radich. Number 19, Reece Thompson. Number 20, Marco Toriani. Number 23, Jai King Byrne. Number 26, Yuto Ikeda. Head coach for Adelaide Croatia Raiders is Vlado Blazeka. We seem to have a small delay. Both teams are in the somewhat tunnel. A few photos being taken. But a perfect night for football here in South Australia. Thought it was going to be a lot colder than what it is, but turns out we've got perfect conditions. These teams have been let out now by referee Curtis Wordsworth with his assistant referees Nick Elligan and Zach Britton. Both these teams really on opposite ends of the scale. Ladder positions aren't too far apart, but Croydon, they've been very good at home this season. They beat Campbelltown here a couple of weeks ago. They won their round 1 match against Playford. They've only played the 2 games at home, but they've won both, but they've also been good on the road. So, having lost last week to Adelaide City, before that they beat Para Hills away. They lost a close game against Adelaide United at Cooper Stadium. Whilst for Raiders, only the 1 win so far this season, that came in round 2 in the derby game against Beargrad. Anthony Costa scoring his only 2 goals that he scored this season in that game. He'll be looking to hit the score sheet again tonight, and I'm sure the Raiders faithful will be hoping that he can start to find some form and hit the back of the net more regularly. Obviously injury riddled last season, only managed 5 games and 3 goals, so 1 more goal will see him equal that tally from last season, and they will be looking to go beyond that if they're to get back in finals contention coming up in the next few weeks. They've got some big games. They want to get maximum points. Whereas both these teams are evenly matched across the park. It seems to be a night for an interesting battle. Croydon look ready to go. Saw them get around each other just before they walked off from their warm-up. They were really getting around each other. Really trying to fire each other up. It doesn't come much more than the 2 boys at the back, Jared Brazali and Bolmapore. Always ready to make a challenge and create a vulgar atmosphere for their strikers. So Trimboli and Radic will have their work cut out up there against them. If it becomes a physical battle, you'd almost put your money on Brazali and Mapore to win that. So kick off. Is now upon us. Curtis Wordsworth gets things going. Croydon send 5 players running forward, but then ultimately go all the way back to their goalkeeper, and he'll go long to the near side where Slattery picks the ball up. It's turned over straight away. Ball clears. Toriani nods down for Lajeka. Can't find his pass forward though. Stalwart in Lukas Klimek. Don't even know how many games he's up to now, Klimek, but it's well and truly over that 400 mark. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets to around 450, 500 by the time he's finished up. He just keeps going and going and going. Really does bleed red and white. The only Polish player in the senior setup. Here's Nyonkuru getting forward though. Brazali can't foul him. Cuts it back. Does it hit a hand? No. It's won back by Radic. Kingsburn on the edge of the box. Andre Carl's going to pick up the scraps from that deflection. And Croydon with a chance to get forward. And maybe just keep the ball for a second or two. Just to try and get themselves in the game. Slattery. Hisamoto. Go back to Polly now. Just looking for a bit of possession here, Croydon, to get themselves in the game. Toriani will let that one go through to His goalkeeper in Solari. Ikeda back to Toriani. Toriani looks inside. Radici's there. King Byrne tries to play it across to Nyonkuru, but it's cut out by Klimek. This is what they did really well against Campbelltown a few weeks ago when they were miraculously 4-0 up after just 40 minutes here. They picked that ball up on the counter in the middle of the park, especially just like Klimek did. You would assume that Adelaide Croatia Raiders have done some homework on that, and they shut the middle of the park down quite quickly. But when you've got the likes of Klimek getting on the ball through that middle area, Martinello as well, they make it very difficult to shut down. They're both good passers of the ball. Martinello's got some great long-range passing as well. Here are the two of them now. Klimek inside to Greco. Greco looks for Carl. Carl turns. Polly's running forward. He might get a shot on goal. James Polly. So an early sign there for Croydon with Polly overlapping. Well, not overlapping, underlapping, you could say, through the middle of the park. There's clever awareness by Andre Carl just to have the two touches and flick it over the top for Polly making the run. So a bit of a warning sign there for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, as we said. Croydon do it very well. They get through the middle of the park with ease sometimes, which makes them quite hard to match up against. Costa wins the header. Mapore's turned inside out, but referee deems it to be a foul. And it goes the way of Croydon FC. Restarts with a short pass to his captain Klimek. Now Magush, a former United youth and Western Sydney Wanderer. Rizali just happy to keep possession here at the moment. Here's Martinello trying to use that long passing ability that he has. Klimek. Carl makes a run out wide. Now he's got to close down the goalkeeper. He does. Solari slices across the ball. Greco picks it up. Still with Greco. Now it's Martinello. As I mentioned, they always go through him. Polly puts an early ball into the box. Back post. It's cleared by Akita. Falls though. Klimek has a strike on goal and Solari has to make the save. So Croydon with the first couple of opportunities here. After just 4 minutes. James Polly to head over and take the corner on the far side. Croydon testing the goalkeeper out early. Having not played much football this year. It's right on his head again. It's in swinging. And it's over the top for another corner. Referee Curtis Wordsworth almost was going to point to let them take it from that far side again, but in the end he points to the near side where Maya Hisamoto will come and take this one. Again, probably swinging it in right on top of that goalkeeper's head. And they're making it as difficult as possible to start this game for John Solari. Can they make this one count? It's in swinging again. Right on top of the goalkeeper's head. He gets another punch to it. It falls. I reckon it was Bol Mapore with the snap shot from 6 yards out. Puts it over the crossbar. So 3 very early chances here for Croydon FC. Raiders restart play. They want to play out from the back. They turn it over though. Not for long. Luca Trimboli on that far side who intercepted the ball but couldn't keep it to his advantage. Now Raiders will go again. Costa with a slight little flick on. Now he finds Nyonkuru. Radici. Bowl comes in with a high foot. Referee pays advantage. Now the through ball for Nyonkuru. He's got the legs to get this. Brazali's got to match him. Nyonkuru cuts it back. Radici leaves it for Kingburn. Kingburn shot down low. Magush makes a save. Now Costa. Costa got there first, and in the end it's come off from Magush, and maybe it saved it from going in the back of the net. So just like that, Raiders go down the other end, create half a chance. Goalkeeper has to come out and make a couple of quick saves. Now they get their chance from a set piece. Can Croatia Raiders, as early as it is, make this count? It's going to be an in-swinging ball. It's to the back post. Magush comes and claims comfortably. Not the greatest corner, that one there. When you've got players like Costa in the box, you've got to really make it count. Anthony Costa seems to just be struggling a little bit at the moment as well. Maybe copped a knock with that shot there. Trying to jog it off. It's not ideal when you've got Bowl Mapor and Jared Brazali to go up against, that's for sure. Carl again presents. Klimek looks over the top. Trimboli's in behind here. Flag goes up. Great little bit of movement though by Carl coming to receive the ball deep. Trimboli makes a run in behind. I think it's Reece Thompson on the far side didn't bother following him and end up with a relief by the official on the far side. Otherwise it could have been a one-on-one chance for Trimboli. Now Blazaka turned over by Kingburn. Here goes Croydon again through the middle. Hisamoto uses Trimboli out wide. Greco comes back and uses Martinello through the middle. Martinello not too happy with the options he had in front of him there, so he ended up going all the way back to goalkeeper Magush. Now it's Greco. Croydon trying to drag Raiders up as far as possible. It's worked here. Greco plays a 1-2 with Martinello. Now he's got some space, Greco. Hisamoto's in the middle. Again, back to Greco. Skips past his defender. He might get a shot here, Greco. Slips it through. Slattery. Hisamoto with a little flick. And again, Croydon doing as they please through the middle of the park. Raiders will restart again, looking to play out when they can. Toriani finds Kingburn in the middle of the park. Now Nyonkuru. Thompson just dropping in between the two centre-backs at the moment. Akita over the top. Flag stays down. Now it goes up. There's a delayed flag there on the near side. Nyonkuru thought he'd broken the trap. Now he's going to get chatted to by the referee for delaying the game. Probably got the best in the business here tonight, Curtis Wordsworth. A very consistent referee. Lets the game flow. Minimal stoppages. It's the way everyone loves to play. Here's Polly. Whips the ball in at the back post. It's touched. Does it hit a hand? The referee's got a decision to make. He says play on. Looks like it struck the hand of Campbell on that far side. You could debate whether or not if it didn't hit his hand it was going to be a shot on goal by Trimboli, but play went on. No penalty is the decision. Costa again looking just to flick it on. In turn the ball goes forward for Croydon. Toriani nods it back to his keeper. Polly's got some work to do here. Corbo beats into the ball. Now Polly's beaten inside. He does well to win it back, but he did pull the shirt of Corbo there. Corbo wanting a yellow card. Again, referee had pretty good sight of that and tried to let it go on. Just making sure the free kick's taken from the right position now. Well, it's Campbell over the ball for Raiders. Looks like they're going to delay this Croatia Raiders and send up Toriani and send him to the back post. So maybe a chance here to whip this one into the box. Costa's in there. They do send it in. Go towards Toriani. Toriani now on the edge of the box. Nods it back. He's turned it over there and he's caught out of position here. This is dangerous. Oh no, the back pass was sold a little bit short. Solari had to come and deal with it. He did well. And it's Campbell on the far side trying to track back and keep it in, but he couldn't do so. Magush again. Happy just to move the ball from side to side, Croydon. It's not ideal by Polly there. I think he was aiming for Isamoto down the line. Again, Croydon just hunting in numbers at the moment, making it very difficult for Raiders to play when they go forward. Magush, Greco, again, in the middle of the park. Has been solid to start this game, Greco. Might have done a little bit too much with it that time. Radici pinches it off of him. He's got Costa to his left. Slips him in now. Klimic's there to make the challenge. Klimic does very well the challenge he made. Not only did he win the ball, it ended up coming off of Anthony Costa and out for a goal kick. But just like that, for all the good work Greco's done in this first 15 or so minutes, he turned the ball over cheaply and away went Radici. Captain Klimic come to the rescue. Isamoto, Slattery wins the throw. Polly will take the throw. Throws it to Slattery. Comes off of his boot and goes out for a Croatia Raiders throw. Corbo will take this one. Again, Costa comes to present. It goes to him, looking to flick it on. Unfortunately, the idea was there, but just not enough room to work with. Kingburn had made the run forward. That's who Costa was looking for. Now Carl does the exact same thing down the other end. Fancy little back heel, comes off. Martinello, Polly, back to Martinello. Now it's Bolmapore. Croydon with some space to move the ball across to the other side of the park. Klimic ends up with it. Again, just patiently trying to get Raiders to step up an extra 5 or 10 yards out of position so they can play the ball through the middle. That time they do well to win it back. Here's Corbo, got some space, wants the overlap. He gets it from Campbell. Radici tries to play the ball through to Kingburn. Now it's Martinello in some space. Hasn't really got too much going forward. Has to use Isamoto through the middle of the park. Again, Klimic will pick the ball up. Slattery's in some space. Great first touch. He's got Corbo ahead of him. He's got numbers in the box. Clips it in. Toriani at the front post. Was not to be beaten, but can only put it out for a corner, so still in danger territory here for Raiders. They haven't really cleared their lines. There'll be another opportunity for Croydon FC from the corner flag. Isamoto will head over to take this one again. Brazzali and Mapor and Carl all at the back post. That's where this ball will be heading. It's front post delivery. Kingburn wins the header. Carl wins it on the edge of the box. Heads towards the corner flag though. Turns it over. Now danger signs. Nyonkuru is on his bike. Polly comes across and does well. Had to win the ball there, Polly. If he missed that, Nyonkuru was probably not going to be caught. Blazeka in the middle of the park again. Ikeda back to Blazeka. Now Nyonkuru with a chance to run forward. He's got Campbell. Campbell plays it forward, but it's cut out by Brazzali. Here's Blazeka again. And again it's turned over by Raiders going forward, so just struggling to hit those intricate passes at the moment. Now Greco is brought down from behind by, it looked like Kingburn. Referee blows for a foul. Greco still down here. May have just got trodden on the back of his calf or Achilles. He gets up now. Appreciates the fact that it wasn't a malice tackle. Just gives a little tap to Kingburn on his way past. Now it's again Croydon in possession. Mapor. Brazzali back to Klimek. Klimek plays Martinello, who had a player right underneath him. Luckily Greco picks up the scraps. Trimboli tried to play that one back to Greco but missed him. Now it's a turnover. Nyonkuru wins it in the air against Klimek. Very rare occasion that Klimek was beaten. Again, Klimek beaten by Nyonkuru. He gets into the box. Nyonkuru, can he get a shot away? No, he can't. Bowl Mapor uses all that length to pick the ball up, and now he's galloping forward here. Still forward. Now he decides that's enough. We'll come back and just reset. Martinello, with some great football IQ, just drops in for the meantime until Mapor gets all the way back. More than capable of playing there is Martinello, so just the football smarts to drop in without having to be told is just next level. Here's Toriani for Raiders. Goes across to Ikeda. You know, maybe Croatia Raiders with just a chance to step on the ball here and move Croydon around a little bit, try and create some gaps and holes in their midfield to move the ball through on the ground. Everything they've done sort of going forward's been in the air. Unable to break them down too much. Magush waiting for the right option. He's got players long. Goes there now. Hisamoto can't win the header. Nyonkuru wins it. Costa picks it up. Now Costa looks forward. Had a couple of players trying to support, but they'd all run past him and behind another player. It made it very difficult for him to make the pass. Now Nyonkuru. It falls. Radici. Still with Radici. He's on the ground now. Greco picks it up with some space to move in the midfield. Again, he's got Slattery to his left. Uses him now. Continues the run forward, Greco. Wants it back, but just ran straight behind the player. Made it impossible for Slattery to get it back to him. Now it's Martinello. Greco. Very patient here, Croydon. Now it's Polly. Gets the cross into the box. Solari comes, punches. Klimek's there. Klimek hits it. Goodness me. You'd almost put your house on it with Klimek in that position. But Solari not looking overly comfortable with the balls coming into the box from wide areas. Went to punch that, mistimed it. And only got a couple of knuckles to it. Fell to Klimek, who was inside the box, and at this stage I'm wondering how Croydon haven't scored. Every time they've gone forward, they look dangerous. Here they go again. Martinello, Greco. Linking up beautifully. Klimic. Trimboli. Again, looks to get the ball into the box. Martinello's there. Corbo. Martinello might get a shot away here. He's got Slattery. He's also got Polly there supporting. Polly might... He does get it in the end. Now Slattery. Still Slattery. Finally just gets a cross in. Again. That time it was Toriani heading the ball away. Solari come. You just wonder how much communication or lack of is there between the defensive unit and the goalkeeper at the moment. Polly restarts play with a throw. Gives it back to Slattery. All the way back now from Polly to Martinello. Again, they're happy just to drag Croatia Raiders out. It's worked so far. Now Mapor gets past Radici. Finds Carl. Carl's touch is a bit away from him. Corbo picks it off. Now through the middles, Blazeka. He's got pressure coming. Turns it over in a dangerous area. Greco now with a chance to run. Got Slattery to his left. Slattery with another low cross this time. Cut out by Blazeka in the middle of the park. And now Raiders, they've got Neon Kuru out wide, sprinting forward. They get him the ball. He's got Klimic to beat. Might look to cut in and hit this one. He does, but he's shut down by Martinello. Back to Neon Kuru. Quick feet, but then the pass just lets him down one more time. Triboli picks it off, and he's got Slattery in some space. Carl made the run forward. I don't think he really wanted it. He was just trying to take that defender away. Here goes Carl. Just the movement in the lines between Carl and Slattery, Trimboli and Hisamoto on the far side, really making it difficult for Raiders to defend at the moment. Magush now goes long to Carl. Carl bodies off Toriani. Now Carl in on goal here. Might try to get the shot away. Still Carl. Gets it out wide to Trimboli. He's got Klimic overlapping. Trimboli might get the cross in himself now. He does. Clips it to the back post. Goalkeeper comes. And this time, Solari comes out and claims with both hands. Might need a couple more of those just safe-keeping moments just to boost the confidence here, Solari. Cater goes along looking for Corbo, finds him, brings it down nicely. Campbell, back to Toriani. Costa presents, Blazeka, again it's turned over with the pressure from Croydon. Greco, one back by Noah Blazeka. Corbo, not much forward. Turns it over again. Now there's some space. Hisamoto might have a go on goal. He does. Not too sure that was the right option there. He had Andre Carl running towards a penalty spot. And just took the shot on himself. I guess he was on the 18, edge of the 18, but the end result this time not what Croydon would have hoped for. Play restarts, but it's turned over straight away. Now here's Carl. Might have a shot on goal. Carl goes low. Croydon looking dangerous every time they go forward here. And most of them are coming from Croatia Raider turnovers. Now Campbell, his touch is just backwards for a moment, but enough space to do something with it. Nyonkuru, one way, the other way. Now he goes back the other way. Uses Costa. Thompson on the far side comes inside. Almost turned over again by Croatia Raiders. Blazeka in the middle of the park just goes back to Ikeda. And on the far side is the coach, Vlador Blazeka. just signalling to get that ball to Don Nyonkuru on the far side, but pass only went as far as the Croydon bench and out for a throw. Klimek, Hisamoto, Trimboli does well to keep it in. Turned over by Carl, dangerous. Here goes Costa, Brazzali, very lucky. Costa was very honest there, stayed on his feet. Brazzali had a little tug at the shirt. But again, for all Croydon's dominance and attacking prowess this first 35 minutes, Croatia Raiders nearly split them open with a simple little ball through the middle. Polly looks for the feet of Slattery. Slattery just out-muscled by Corbo. Now Corbo goes forward. Jai King Byrne. He gets into the box. Corbo continues to run. Slattery tracked back well after losing the ball and puts it out for a corner, and about all he could do in that situation was just get back goal side and make a nuisance of himself, which he did. So Blazeka with another chance to swing another cross in from the corner. He does. It's deep. And a bit like the first one. Comes to nothing for Croatia Raiders. So just not on the same wavelength at the moment with their long passing Croatia Raiders. They've a couple of long balls a bit astray. They've only had 2 corners. Both of them haven't really troubled Croydon at all. First one was safekeeping for Margush, and that one there, all the players ran to the front post and the ball went to the back post. So maybe something to work on there. Again, in the middle of the park, Croydon nearly get their way through, but Blazek has been solid for Croatia Raiders. It's turned over by Costello. Martinello outside of the boot. Andre Carl gets there ahead of Ikeda. Chests it down. He's got Trimboli making the run. Carl one way, the other way. Outside of the boot. Slattery will pick this up. He's got Polly. Polly might just try and get a shot away here. Cuts inside on his non-preferred right boot. Klimek steps inside for the moment, finds Greco. Greco shut down by Nyonkuru. Carl has to try and win it back, but he'll win the throw. James Polly, not known for his strong abilities on his right foot, so predominantly left foot. It is a weapon, but had occasion there he probably could have stepped inside and had to go on his right, but they get a corner on the far, a throw in on the far side out of that in the end. Carl flicks on the header. King Byrne. Nyonkuru has the ability of turning a 70-30 ball into a 50-50, if not even better, with that pace he's got. Picks that one up, but turns it over with a long ball. Slattery now runs forward, puts it past Corbo, tries to run with his pace now, gets there ahead of Corbo. What can he do? Tries to find Polly. Polly made the inside run, but it was picked off by Campbell, and in the end Raiders will win a free kick by, I think it's King Byrne that wins the free kick on Greco. Long ball, Costa's the target, flag stays down. Mapur thought it was offside. Brazzali in the end has to just clear. Raiders restart the throw in. Now it's Toriani on the ball again. Costa, Brazzali, not far away, as he's been most of his first half. Made it very difficult for Costa to impact in holding the ball up and slip those runners through. it's Radic's turn to pick it off. Now the long ball from Blazeka. Look for Nyonkuru. Flag stays down, but fortunately for Croydon, they get the ball back from the turnover. Martinello. He's got options short. Hisamoto and Carl. 1-2. Gets it back, Hisamoto. Now it's Greco. Polly again. Clips it into the back post. Hisamoto's there. Brings it down. Has a shot on goal. And again, Solari with a safe save. So the last couple of times now, Solari's held onto the ball. Boosting his confidence each time he does. Radici. Great hold-up play there on Bowl. King-Byrne looks for Costa on the far side. But in the end, he'll get Thompson, who's overlapping. Plays Costa in now. He's got options in the box, Costa. Top of the box is Radici. Completely mistimed the shot and scuffed it. It's cleared by Croydon to Slattery. Corbo goes in strong. Corbo luckily won the ball there on Greco. But now there's space for Slattery. Corbo's caught way out of position. Blazeka has to drop into the fullback position. Henry Slattery gets all the way through. Slattery. Carl, can he finish? Andre Carl! Well, that was great by Slattery. Just waltzed his way past Noah Blazeka. Got to the top of the box. Andre Carl made a little sideways run. Slattery found him. And safe to say, Croydon deserved that goal based on what they've produced in this first 30-odd minutes. And it's Andre Carl who finds the back of the net. Only his third goal for the season. But we're still very early on in the season here in the RA NPL. Just proof that Andre Carl only needs a couple of chances to make it count, and it's exactly what he does there. Puts his team 1-0 up here. Not too sure what Raiders were actually complaining about there. They feel they were hard done by in the lead-up, but let's not take nothing away from what Slattery was able to produce on this near side. So Croydon FC go 1-0 up. Raiders find themselves behind yet again this season. Toriani looks for Costa, can't find him. Martinello looks for Carl. Ikeda does very, very well to get back goal side and nod the ball back to his goalkeeper. Now they'll start again. Toriani finds King-Byrne. His touch is just comes off the ground, which gave Croydon time to get numbers behind the ball and win the ball back. It ends up with Magush. He goes long now, looking for Slattery. Hisamoto tries to play it back to Slattery. Nyonkuru. Toriani will pick this up now. Nyonkuru just dropping into the middle for a little bit. Looking to play playmaker. I bet they'd love to have a Nyonkuru in the middle and out wide, but they don't. Here it goes on the far side now. The ball into the box. Magush claims overhead. Croydon with a chance just to slow it back down and control the tempo here, heading into half time. Just over 10 minutes to play. Martinello finds himself with space in the middle again. Hisamoto was free, but Toriani read it very well. Continues his run forward, Toriani. But picked off. Now he's caught out of position. He could play this forward, they do. Polly. Slattery. His great bit of work, which led to the first goal for Andre Carl. They don't go forward as quickly as probably what they would have liked. Gives Toriani a chance to get back in position. Just happy to move the ball around, which they've done very, very well here. Probably had the better of possession, you could say. Carl flicks it in behind. Toriani has to deal with it. He does very, very well. Isamoto was snapping at his heels. It's turned over by Corbo, though. Martinello. Klimek. Now it's Klimek under pressure from Nyonkuru. Turns it over. Martinello with a late challenge on Costa. Wordsworth plays advantage. This might work to Croatia Raiders here. Nyonkuru gets into the box, but can't beat Klimek. Gets back and wins the ball back for his team. Nyonkuru does exactly the same thing and tracks back and wins it back off Klimek. So just a couple of players looking for that contact and that foul, and it's not coming because Wordsworth is just letting it flow. As I mentioned, he does do that when he's refereeing. He lets the game flow as much as possible. Martinello wins it back. Greco, Hisamoto in the middle of the park. Flicks it past Campbell. Now Slattery. Can he produce what he produced moments ago? Couple of step overs. It's got Hisamoto. Slattery continues. Gets inside the box. Cuts it back. Carl's there. It's gone in the back of the net, but it's not going to count because the assistant has raised the flag on the far side. But again, Slattery just able to get past his defender with and without the ball. Not being tracked. Croatia Raiders will want to put a little bit more time into him, otherwise he looks like he's a kind of player that can hurt you when in possession. Thompson on the far side, plays Costa. Costa gets it back to Thompson. Now Kingburn will find himself with some space. He might have a go from distance here. Kingburn, he does. Can hit them from distance, but that wasn't going to trouble someone with Daniel Margush's ability. We've got a very special guest here, and guess what he's eating again? It's Johnny Keko. Making me hungry. Back to the football. Blazeka plays it forward looking for Nyonkuru again. Greco, who, along with Martinello, has controlled the middle of the park so far. Again, they just step on the ball, slow it down to the tempo they want. Trimboli getting involved now. Hisamoto, he's got Carl in the box, whips it in. Toriani has to header it away. Klimek picks it up. Back to Hisamoto, gets a second chance. Goes deep, Slattery's there to pick it up. Corbo puts the pressure on, but again Slattery beats him, gets it back into the box. Trimboli's there. And that time the referee says that it's a free kick in favour of Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Trimboli just a little bit over physical there. Toriani again. Kingburn, first touch, finds Campbell. Corbo. Toriani looks for Radici. Bolmapur done enough just to put him off. Now again it's Greco. Mapur doesn't really want to make something happen, but he's found himself in a position where he kind of had to. Magush goes long looking for Slattery. Corbo wins the first and second ball. Slattery wins the third. Now Hisamoto in the middle of the park. Carl, Hisamoto. He's got Greco. Hisamoto goes himself. He's brought down by Toriani on the edge of the box. I don't think the referee's going to book him for that. Just going to play the free kick, but Maya Hisamoto. If you had to choose best players for Croydon, you'd, along with Martinello and Greco, Hisamoto's been up there. This is a dangerous, dangerous position. 5 minutes to go to half time when this is taken. We just strike over now into the 41st. Very difficult to see the numbers on that clock tonight. Hisamoto is over the ball. Trimboli's there as well. You get the feeling that Hisamoto is going to hit this with his right foot, but there's a lot of room for it. He does go to go, and Hisamoto! Maya Hisamoto deserves that for all he's done this first half. The goalkeeper had it covered, but he's found the far, well, not quite in the corner, but I just think the goalkeeper was blindsided by the wall there. He set it up for, probably for the left footer to go around the wall, but Hisamoto decided that he was going to do it all himself, and Croydon find themselves 2-0 up here. 41 minutes gone. It's becoming a common occurrence when they play at home. As I mentioned, only 3 weeks ago, they were 4-1 up at half-time against Campbelltown City. Tonight they find themselves 2-0 up with 5 minutes to go, and here goes Hisamoto again. Maya Hisamoto. Can he play provider this time? Left, right, back on his left, clips it in. Toriani, headers away. Slattery wins the header, but only as far as Jai King-Byrne. Now Polly's going to have to go and make a challenge. He does very, very well, gets a foot on the ball and stops King-Byrne in his tracks. Corbo. Not too many options. In the end, Costa comes to present. Radici presents. He goes to King-Byrne, who flicks it on. Radici gives Bol Mapor a little bit of a shove, and Mapor puts that onto the second pitch out the back. And because the ball has to come from the other side, gives Croydon plenty of time to get back in behind here. They won't want to concede a goal here before half-time. They've had the better of Croatia Raiders. Probably been the better team. They want to go in with a clean sheet. Croatia Raiders, on the other hand, will be desperate to get their way back into this. If it's not before half-time, it will definitely be after half-time. They might have to change a few things up. Again, they look inside for Costa. But those two midfielders, Greco and Martinello, if it's not one, it's the other, cutting things off before it gets to the feet of the striker. Just happy to make it so difficult that Croatia Raiders have to try something different, I guess. Now Toriani. Got Campbell, Ikeda on the far side. He's shut down by Trimboli. Now it's Thompson. Trimboli does very well again. Nyonkuru. King-Byrne looks, has some space. Got Corbo. Corbo might try and get the cross into the box. Looks inside. Campbell now. Hisamoto. Croydon with just about everyone behind the ball here. The only player ahead of it is Andre Carl. Now he finds himself behind the ball. Goes and puts the pressure on Ikeda. Ikeda, Thompson, clips the ball, or doesn't clip it in. It's a low cross, cut out by Klimek. Couldn't beat the first defender. It's just a coach's nightmare when crosses don't beat that first defender. Especially when you've got so much time to deliver the ball. You'd almost expect it to do so. Here he goes again. He might get another chance. He does. And once again, he can't beat that first defender. So just struggling with the possession in wide areas tonight, Croatia Raiders. Ikeda. Costa. It's clipped in. King-Byrne's there! And they do get one back. So up until that point, Croatia Raiders struggling to get balls into the box. They finally get a decent ball into the box, and look at the difference it makes. You get a ball in the box, you get a midfielder making a run forward, and King-Byrne pulls one back just before half-time. Right on the 45th minute. Probably be a minute or two to play here as additionals. But Croatia Raiders back in the game. Croydon 2, Raiders 1. maybe the lifeline they need. Well, there's not going to be any time added on by Curtis Wordsworth. He's had enough. So we saw Andre Carl open the scoring for Croydon FC after some great work on this near side by Slattery. Then it was Maya Hisamoto, who's had a brilliant first half, hitting the dead ball, beating Solari to the side he had covered, in fact. Made it 2-0 on the 40th minute. But as you just saw, the 45th minute, Jai Kingburn pulls one back for Croatia Raiders. Makes it 2-1 at half-time. Players, coaches, officials, referees, everyone's making their way off the park. We're going to have a little break here. We're back with the second half. It's Croydon 2, Raiders 1.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Labarso, a nice run forward, only him and Bartuli, and just couldn't quite get there.
What's the save?
Wins the corner though, but Bartuli. Usasa sends it into the area, and it's Vaughan. Leaps in and tips it over the crossbar, and if he did not, that was going to rock that net.
Those lines of Tavares. He then cuts it for Voigt. Voigt with the touch inside, hits it, and that's a great save from Delingus.
Jason Konstantinopoulos one-on-one with Lazeka. Crispin Konstantinopoulos with a shot. Late tackle maybe, but great save there from Barbaro.
One final chance for the Blue Eagles. It's a good ball in. It's got a flick. It's got a second one, but that's an unbelievable save from Sebastian Matosevic. We said Oscar Moore's man of the match, but he's kept 2 goals out. They were clearly going in the back of the net.
He's made some unbelievable.
Headed away. Only to Metro Stars though. Edge of the box here. Visser. Now Gow with a little flick. Visser back in the box, and then the finish by Hamish Gow to get them 1-0 up early on.
What a goal.
Oh wow! Oh my god! That was insane! What a way to equalise!
By Murati, only as far as Mullen. Mullen hits it with the outside line. Can you believe it? Mullen with a second. outside of the right boot. Ryan's going to take it, and he does. And he picks his spot, and he finishes with a bomb. And that's his hat-trick, and the 8th goal for Playford to make it 8.
Belly. Being put by Caden. Now finds Anthony Costa, top of the box, goes with his left foot. Anthony Costa gets a second. He's got a brace in the first half, and he's taken Adelaide Croatia into a 2-0 lead at half time, David.
That's a beautiful finish. Just picked his spot out perfectly there, but gosh, Neograd have just left themselves exposed there.
On the back of the announcement of the celebration of football, FPLSA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
Can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Barso, a nice run forward, only him and Bartuli, and just couldn't quite get there.
What's the save?
Wins the corner though, but Bartuli. Usasa sends it into the area, and it's Vaughan. Leaps in and tips it over the crossbar, and if he did not, that was going to rock that net.
Suarez. He then cuts it to Voigt. Voigt with the touch inside, hits it, and that's a great save from Delanges.
Jason Konstantinopoulos one-on-one with Lazeka. Crispin Konstantinopoulos with a shot. Late tackle maybe, but great save there from Barbaro. One final chance for the Blue Eagles. It's a good ball in. It's got a flick. It's got a second one, but that's an unbelievable save from Sebastian Matosevic. We said Oscar Moore's man of the match, but he's kept 2 goals out that were clearly going in the back of the net.
He's made some unbelievable.
Welcome back for the second half here. Round 8 action in the RD8 NPL South Australia. Croydon FC currently leading 2-1 over Adelaide Croatia Raiders. As Curtis Wordsworth gets the second half underway. A long ball forward straight away. Radici's in here, has a go on goal, and they've got a goal within 10 seconds of the second half starting. Jared Brazzali mistimed the ball, or misjudged the ball through. Radici was there to punish within 10 seconds of the restart. Disregard the halftime score, it's 2-2. Paul Radici with the goal. And just like that, the momentum swing continues. Croatia fans getting up and about now. Ball turned over again. Costa played forward. They're in again here, Raiders. Brazzali has to come across and cover. Does well. So the players of Croatia Raiders sensing that turn of momentum now. Looking to punish early. Toriani on the ball. Clips it over. Kingburn wins the header. Mapor misjudges. Radici. Costa, he's in here again. Anthony Costa goes to ground. Goalkeeper made a great save there, Magush. I think he definitely got the player by the looks, but I think he fairly made the save. Made himself big by spreading his arms and legs, having made the save. No, I think it's a fair challenge. Just looking back on the replay, Costa's still down. May have just copped one in the region where you don't want to cop him as a male footballer, but I think it's a fair save and a good save by Daniel Magush to keep his team level after 2 minutes. Raiders have scored one and nearly gone ahead after the restart. Some discussions happening with the goalkeeper, and you can see Curtis Wordsworth just making that motion of Magush of what he did, making his body big, making the goal look small. So Curtis Wordsworth and myself on the same page, which is always great. This means I know a thing or two every now and then. The temperature's definitely dropped this second half. Our cameraman's nice and warm, that's for sure. He's got his gloves on, beanie, jacket. And thankfully I'm in this box up here where the windows are all shut. So still a delay here. Costa just making his way to the sideline. Definitely looks like he's copped one in the mid-region, that's for sure. Whether it's in the just below the ribs or in the ribs or a bit lower, unsure. Can't see that far at night time. The corner's going to be swung in though by Blazeka. It's low. I think it's Klimek at the front post had to deal with it. Complaining that he was held by Radici. The assistant referee on the far side just allowing Costa to come back on. So now he gets to join in the set piece routine. It's going to be delivered again. Swung in. That one's a better ball. It's in. It's almost gone directly in. Magush had to pull off another great save. Got himself tangled up in the net. But Adelaide Croatia Raiders have turned this on its head and have taken control here in the early stages of the second half. Mizumoto went to ground. It's turned over again. Kingburn clips it in. Costa's there. Klimek has to clear. Again, another chance. We've only played 4 minutes in this second half, and Croatia Raiders having chance after chance to start this one off. Can Croydon just sort of get past this little wave Or is it just going to be a complete dominance by Raiders in the second half? Nyonkuru, Kingburn, Lejaka, clips it in again, it's deflected. And the flag goes up for offside. So Croydon with a chance to breathe here. Polly gets forward. Turns out, chooses just to keep possession. Greco, he was great in the first half, Greco. Looks like Croatia Raiders are stepping up and putting a lot more pressure on in the middle of the park, not allowing Greco and Martinello to control terms. Now Mapor, back to Magush. Daniel Magush has been the busiest player on the park here in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Polly back to Mapor. He's under pressure from Costa, has to go all the way back to Magush again. Costa pressures Magush. Magush good enough to clear Trimboli. Not good enough to keep possession. It's Raiders who come forward again. Nyonkuru turns it over this time. Andre Carl does well. Wins the throw in for his team. Now it's Croydon just slowing the tempo up a little bit. Carl. Ikeda won the header, but Greco gets forward. Ikeda cuts it off now. Kingburn. Croatia Raiders again looking to get forward as quickly as possible. Having gotten that equaliser after just 10 seconds in the second half, they'll now look to control and set the tempo. Slowing it down when they need to, keeping the ball when they need to now, so Croydon may have to change the way they think about this second half. Corbo on the overlap. His touch is inside. Runs Campbell. Radici. He's got Kingburn on the far side, who was in a fair amount of space but found himself in an offside position. And they let Croydon off the hook that time. Just a few little slowing down tactics by Croydon now. Magush goes long in the end. Slattery can't win the header. Corbo wins it, and it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Solari. Toriani with the long ball, looking for Radici. Mapor's there, fouls Mapor. Radici goes back and retaliates, but the referee just steps in between and tells him to stop. That'll be an interesting battle for the rest of this half. They shake hands for now, but I tell you now, Mapor hasn't forgotten about that one. Trimboli, strong challenge by Thompson. Klimek will go along with the throw. Thompson wins it. Trimboli should have done better with his frame there. Now Costa's kicked the ball after the referee's blown the whistle. Curtis Wesley's going to just waltz over and have a little chat with him and probably tell him that you know better than that. And more than likely that if you do it again it's a yellow. So Brazali restarts. Toriani again intercepts. Adelaide Croatia's all over Croydon here at the moment. Croydon have not come out with the intensity that they did in the first half, that's for sure. Nyonkuru looks inside for Kingburn but goes too far past him. Polly can't find his pass, but Hisamoto wins it back. Slattery now. Corbo wins it. Greco wins it back, so now Croydon stepping up the pressure a little bit. They win it back inside their own half. Carl gets inside the box. Can't find Hisamoto with the pass. Kingburn initially won it back, and then Polly gets his foot in and deflects out for a throw-in on the far side. So there was no changes at half-time for either team. You thought after... Well, if you thought after 10 seconds it was going to be 2-2, you probably wouldn't have thought too much about it, because Croydon were definitely the dominant team in the first half. And you thought, how long was it before Croatia Raiders go to their bench? And they've just totally dominated this first 10 minutes of the second half. And in turn, it was the Croydon subs that got sent down to warm up first. Now both lots of subs are down there warming up. Klimek, Trimboli, Greco, Hisamoto finally gets a little bit of space inside. Greco makes a forward run. Again, Greco struggles to keep the ball. Nearly gives away the foul. Possession in favour of Raiders. The referee plays advantage. King-Byrne. Mapor with a strong challenge from behind. Won the ball. Now Mapor will go chase this down. Costa's going to come across and put the pressure on. Mapor, late challenge from Costa. Greco's got it in the middle of the park though, and the referee pays advantage. Not much of an advantage. It was a bad pass by Greco. Trimboli starts to try and trip Thompson. So the referee will want to get a little bit of control there, because it's a couple of rash challenges on both ends. Costa decked Mapor behind the play when he played it through the middle of the park. And then Trimboli just tried to hack away at Reece Thompson. I think there'll be a few little chats from the referee in a minute. Here's Klimek in on goal though. He gets a shot away. The back post, it's there. Here's a motto! 3-1 to Croydon. And that is an absolute sucker punch. A little bit like what Croatia Raiders did to Croydon in the first half with their last minute goal. This one's come in the 57th minute. Maya Hisamoto gets his second of the night, but it was Klimek with the overlapping run. Not sure if it was a shot on goal or a cross. Doesn't really matter. Hisamoto was at the back post to put it away. And now the referee does have a chat with one of those players, which is Luca Trimboli, and looks like he's going to go and have a chat with Anthony Costa now as well. Or is he? Maybe he deemed Costa's not as bad, but Trimboli definitely tried to just trip up Thompson prior to that goal. And in a way, thankfully that he didn't go to ground and they kept playing, well, we might not have seen that third goal go in the back of the net for Croydon. So 57 minutes gone. It's turning into an absolute goal fest. Croydon retake the lead in what's been a fiery start to the second half. Challenger still going in nice and strong. Carl brings it down nicely for a beats a Cater on that occasion. Still Carl. Klimek supports him, plays it back through for Carl. Here's Carl on the byline, clips it in. Toriani has to come across and head out for a corner. So seems like whoever's scoring the goals at the moment is taking the ascendancy of the game. Croatia Raiders obviously scored just for half-time, then they come out and scored again, dominated for the next 10 or so minutes. Croydon get back up with that goal from Hisamoto. Now they've come back in waves and they've got a corner, so can they make it a double sucker punch here? Polly with the left-footed corner, it's going to swing in. Two players standing on the goalkeeper. The referee's just holding up play here at the moment. I think he's having that chat with Anthony Costa, also Bol Mapor. As I mentioned, I don't think Bol Mapor gets too much. Now the referee says Polly can take the corner. It's going to be swung in. It's swung in deep. It's on the goalkeeper, Solari. Mapor's there. Goes to ground. Saw Costa running at him. If he had gone for the ball, Costa may have given away a penalty. Now it's Don Nyonkuru on the far side. He's onside. Gets into the box. Cuts back. He's still got the ball, Nyonkuru. Gives it to Campbell, who loses the ball. Now Croydon. Martinello in plenty of space. Looks inside. finds Slattery. Was very, very good in the first half, Slattery. Now it's Jared Brazzali. Gives it to the captain in Klimek. So Croydon, having gone back up 3-2 here, they are just more than happy now to put their foot on the ball, move Croatia Raiders around, try and get that tempo that they had in the first half where they were controlling what was going on and going forward when they want to, which is what Jared Brazzali does here. Carl does very well to bring it down again. Here's a motto on a hat-trick. Carl Martinello has got some pressure from Kingburn. Here's a motto, clips it in. Toriani's there again to clear. So a little bit of a spell in possession here for Croydon FC. And most of it's coming off the back of Captain Klimek and Martinello and Greco in the middle of the park, just in the last couple of moments getting their foot on the ball, which we saw a fair bit of in the first half. Klimek goes long. Carl brings it down, flicks it in. Here's a motto's there. So is Toriani. Just happy to clear for now. Martinello wins the header. Polly looks inside. Carl's there. Flicks it past Ikeda. Then he wins the ball back with a strong challenge on Toriani. Looked like a fair challenge from here. Toriani still down. Has to kind of try and get back up here. Referee not stopping play. Greco. He's got Klimek. Klimek might try and get it in. He does. Thompson that time had to clear. Klimek. Greco. Just starting to see glimpses of what Croydon can do on the ball again here. Martinello might get the shot away. Trimboli, he might have a go. He does. Comes off of Nyonkuru, I think it was, and Klimek was never going to try and clip that ball back in. Knew it was going to go out for a corner and just bodies it out very smartly. So Polly will probably end up jogging over, which he does now, to come over and take this corner. James Polly again with that left foot, looking to swing this one in right on top of Solari's head, and it does exactly that. It's cleared off the line by Thompson. Polly will get another chance, another great ball in. Again, Thompson has to header it away. Brazzali, he's there. Klimek will pick this up. Mapaw's forward, gets into the box again. It's Thompson with another crunching challenge. So a couple of little moments there where Thompson had to stand up, and he does very, very well. Kingburn now going forward. Trimboli was in his way. Thompson goes all the way back to Blazeka, who ends up going to Toriani. That time it was Campbell, who was looking on the far side for Corbo. Corbo came face to face with the fence on the far side there. I think it was a little shove from Slattery. He wasn't too happy with it. It looks like both teams are about to go to their bench and make a change. The first one looks like it is Oliver Zafaridis coming on. And unfortunately, it looks like Paul Radici's gone off with an injury here. He's limping off, saying, looks like he's holding the back of his hamstring or knee. So was a crucial part of, obviously scored the goal that got them equal in the second half, and then was in all the action that they had going forward. But that's a big loss for Croatia Raiders, with Radici having to go off with a little injury by the looks. Zafaridis will come into left back now. Croydon make a change as well, and it's Trimboli off for Pasia John, who will be face to face with Zafaridis. Pasia John, currently Croydon's leading goal scorer with 4 goals this season. And hold that thought, because Croatia Raiders go forward. Brazzali comes across, clears well enough to get numbers behind the ball. Pasia John scoring a double against Campbelltown here at Regency Park a few weeks ago and scoring a double against Adelaide United in that 3-2 loss. Maya Hisamoto has also scored a couple of goals this season, and in fact his 2 goals tonight puts him on 4 goals as well for the season. But Pasir John has been probably Croydon's most damaging player going forward, so what a weapon to have off the bench, especially at this stage of the game. Probably the most fortunate thing is for Croatia Raiders that they've brought a fresh player on as well, and he's probably going to go head-to-head to him for the rest of the night. In the background you can hear that sounds almightily loud in my earphones. I'm not sure what it sounds like for you guys, but that was really loud. Lost my train of thought there for a second. Zafaridis gets the cross in. It's far post delivery. Costa was there. Blazeka. The deflected shot by Campbell. Nyonkuru can't get there ahead of his opponent. Zafaridis and John come together. Klimek goes long for Andre Carl. Will look to nip in here in front of... Oh, he does very well, Andre Carl. He's in the box. He's got Slattery on the far side. Croydon with a chance to find their 4th. Here's Carl. Clips it in. Solari has to make the save. Andre Carl did very, very well to get that shot even anywhere near the goal. The ball was behind him. He just guided it with his left foot, forcing Solari into the save. Croydon get the ball back. Not for long, though. Costa will pick this up. Polly does well to get back again. In 10, he was the one that gave the throw away. Bowl. Laporte. Oh, Hisamoto. That was classic. Absolute magic. Hisamoto. He's on a hat-trick. Has a go from distance. He's been very, very good, Hisamoto, tonight. Extraordinary first half. And looking like he's starting to find that little bit of magic that he produced in the first half here in the second half. King Byrne, he's got 3-4 players around him, and then he goes all the way back. Campbell. Corbo. Now it's Toriani. Always looks for that pass to break the line, Toriani, and most of the time he finds it. King Byrne. Thompson. Tries to cross. Hits Polly. Fair and square. In the mid-region. He goes to ground. So Croatia Raiders will take this throw in. 68 minutes gone on the clock. Oh, nearly a head clash there. Croatia Raiders unable to do much with that throw in, but they'll get another chance. Kingburn, Toriani looks for Blazeka. Had to do well though with Blazeka. He might get a shot away. He's got Zafaridis. Zafaridis to get the cross into the box. Clips it in. Bulmer pause there. Wins the header. Wins the second header. And then Hisamoto does just enough to get it out of harm's way. Zafaridis on this left side though. Nyonkuru beats Brazali. Looked like he had a miscued cross that became a shot. Margush got a hand to it and Polly just puts it out for a corner. Again, Blazeka will... No, he won't. Zafaridis now that's on the park will take the corners on that far side and swing them in. Can he hit the spot? Can't beat the first man, but it falls inside the penalty area. Slattery puts his foot through it and clears. Just over 20 minutes to go here. Campbell went to ground on the far side. Referee not seeing any infringement, playing it on. There's a Croydon throw. Now Greco flicks it up to himself and just volleys it away. Ikeda picks it up from Zafaridis, who touched it to him. Blazeka now in the middle of the park. Corbo overlaps, doesn't get used. Kingburn, now Corbo gets used, but he's in an offside position. It happened too quickly for me to even have an opinion on that. It looked like Corbo may have just made the run from... I thought he was on the inside of the player, but he must have gone around the player in an offside position. I think the ball was actually meant for Anthony Costa. However, Croydon will have a goal kick, and despite that 10-minute surge from Croatia Raiders, Croydon obviously going back ahead now. They're 3-2 up, but having just that little patch of 10-minute possession themselves, was able to get back sort of on level terms in terms of possession this second half. Zafaridis looks for Costa, finds him, flag stays down. Thompson cuts inside. Toriani back to Thompson. Corbo tells him to use Kingburn on the far side. Now Corbo ends up with it himself. He's got Zafaridis, Ikeda, who wanted the ball, but Toriani stepped into play. A little bit of playmaker. Now they get forward. It's nodded across from Thompson, who found himself in the box. And again, Croydon just put under the pump momentarily. Pasia John's got to defend Nyonkuru. Nyonkuru clips it in. Brazali wins the header. Martinello wins the second header. Greco brings it down. And again, flicks it up to himself. Tries to clear. Pasia John's there. Does battle with Nyonkuru. Does very well. Wins it the first time. Then almost gives up possession. Now Martinello tried to flick it through to Hisamoto. Croatia Raiders win it back. Kingburn unable to find a teammate in blue, but Costa does well to win it back from Slattery. Slattery goes down holding his leg. He's back up now, but Blazeka looking for that forward pass back to Costa. Can't find him. It goes out for a goal kick. Anticipating the Trimboli showdown tonight, but obviously Luca Trimboli's gone off and Oliver Trimboli not playing. He's injured at the moment, apparently indefinitely out. Maybe for the rest of the season with the dreaded OP, I believe. Manly Barnett missing for Croatia Raiders tonight as well as goalkeeper Barbaro. As Croydon go forward and look to regain that 2-goal lead. Polly, Pasia John's there. Again, Polly gets forward and finds a target in the box. Pasia John, a bit like Andre Carl earlier, did well to get his shot on target. Croatia Raiders go forward. Thompson finds himself playing as a striker now, with the Radici injury. Zafaridis has come to left fullback and Thompson's come to almost play alongside Costa, but probably more as a 10. Nyonkuru wins the header, but Greco will pick it up. Hisamoto tries to turn inside. Blazeka goes in for a second challenge, misses everything luckily. Now Greco gets forward. Nyonkuru tracks back, picks up a yellow card. Croydon want to move it quickly though. Here's Slattery, gets to the byline. His cross beats everyone, goes out for a goal kick. Now Curtis Wordsworth will get a chance to fill in his notepad with that caution to Don Nyonkuru. Zafaridis takes the throw, looks for Thompson. Brazali, he's there, but Costa ends up with the ball. Now it's Nyonkuru. So just like that, they go from attack to defence. Nyonkuru gets it into the box. Magush comes out and claims. He's got Greco in a lot of space, uses him. Klimic. Nyonkuru on that yellow card now, not chasing back as hard as what he has and normally would. Doesn't want to make that same mistake and pick up another yellow card. Greco Looks for Pasir John, finds him. Croydon just able to step on the ball for a moment or two here. Just again able to take that sting out of what Croatia Raiders are trying to build in attack. The ball goes forward. Hisamoto makes a clever run forward. Now he's got into the box. Pasir John's there. Can he get a foot to it? He does. He goes to ground. What does the referee do? Slattery's still got the ball. Oh, that was a dangerous bit of play there. Pasir John won the ball and then went to ground. I think it was half a shout for a penalty. Not to be. Croatia Raiders go forward. Greco again. Klimek looking for Slattery, but Slattery not on the same page, or either that or his batteries are starting to wear out. He's had a big night, Slattery, especially in the first half. Pretty much created the first goal for Andre Cole all on his own. Had the chance just moments ago to get on the score sheet, but unfortunately he's found himself on the byline, had to cut it back. Oh, Solari miscues. Slattery, he looks to maybe be even struggling with an injury of some sort here, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's makes way in a minute. Croydon have got some players getting instructions over there at the moment. Nyonkuru, Klimek, strong by Klimek, again by Klimek, comes off Zafaridis, wins the throw, and again just able to break up the play and slow it down to their own tempo here again, Croydon. It's going to be pivotal for them in getting the result here tonight. They've been tested by Croatia Raiders in this second half, and they've so far responded well. I don't think that even came in play there by Klimek, but the linesman says that it did. Anyhow, Toriani's with the ball now. Looks forward. He's got Thompson making the run, but again, it's Klimek there. Mapor miscues that clearance. Pasir John wins the header. Carl comes across. He's got Pasir John. Carl can't find him, though. It does look like it is going to be that change. I'm almost certain it is. Yes, it is. Slattery heading off. And it looks like it is going to be number 20, Alex Good, coming on. Another one who struggled with a bit of injury over the past 12 months. Can find himself in goal scoring positions and finding the back of the net, so another attacking move for Croydon, probably more forced than anything. Referee says it's a free kick to Croatia Raiders, though. They move it quickly. Blazeka, Nyonkuru, given space, cuts inside, can't beat Greco, wins it back for a moment. Hisamoto. In turn, Nyonkuru fouls him, and it'll be a foul going the way of Croydon FC. Croatia Raiders not looking to go to their bench anytime soon by the looks. Still relying on what's out there to try and, again, pull another goal back for an equaliser and then probably try and go on to win it if they get the chance. But at the moment it's Croydon FC 3, Croatia Raiders 2 on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. Just over 10 minutes to play. Blazeka goes to ground. Greco fouls him and then hobbles away himself. Had a big night, Greco. Covered a few kilometres, I would say. Been pivotal in what Croydon have got going forward, not only tonight, but probably throughout the season. Now he's, back in that team. He looks like he's injury-free. Probably maybe running out of legs. He hasn't played much football. Toriani, the defender, goes forward. Campbell. Back to Toriani via deflection. Now it's again through the middle. Campbell. Back to Ikeda. Blazeka. Toriani's finding himself in a position where he can create, but he misjudges that one. And now they're caught out. Luckily for Raiders. It's a bad little touch there by Miss Hisamoto, who hasn't really had a bad game, but that was his probably worst touch for the night at a pivotal moment. Campbell, Corbo, Blazeka. Ikeda now looking for Nyonkuru to present. He does. Cole catches him late. Referee plays the advantage. Raiders still in possession. Toriani looks for Costa at the back post. Finds him. Illegally. Comes off of his arm. No. The flag's gone up for an offside. So whether it was a handball or an offside, either way, Croydon were going to get the ball back because it ended up going out for a goal kick. So take your pick. Magush more than happy to take the offside call because he can throw the ball probably about 19 yards out from goal and send this one up the park, relieve a bit of pressure again for Croydon. Blazeka brings it down, does well, turns one way the other. Costa finds Zafaridis with that little flick there, whether it was intentional or not. It worked. In the middle of the park, Campbell. Nyonkuru clips it in, looking for Thompson. It's cleared by Bowl, who goes out for a throw-in off Klimek, and Croydon with a chance just to get some numbers behind the ball again here. We'll look to see this one through. Sia John puts the pressure on. Blazeka, he's got Toriani in some space. Not quite in a position where he could have a strike on goal. In the end, he goes back to Blazeka. Campbell. Blazeka, now he can get the cross in. Not his best. Only as far as Bowl. Now it's Carl. Hisamoto. He's got the fresh legs in good. He kicks it past Toriani. Toriani just puts himself between him and the ball, and he's going to pick up a yellow ticket here for that obstruction. Just knew that he probably couldn't match it for speed there this late in the game. Those fresh legs again paying pivotal for Croydon. Toriani goes into the book. So the second Croatia Raider player booked along with Nyonkuru. We are now into that final 10 minutes. Hisamoto over the ball. Looks like it's going to be clipped into the box. It is. Andre Carl's there. Gets the header on target, but Solari claims. Looks to go quick. In the end, he goes sideways to Ikeda. Klimek intercepts there. Sia John finds Greco. Not sure how, but he did. Now Greco goes forward. Now just pulls it back and slows it down again. Martinello hasn't had to do too much this second half. Martinello, it's been sort of more of a team effort, whereas in the first half him and Greco just controlled the tempo. Oh wow, Sia John with a bit of skill there. Ikeda comes across. Fortunately for Zafaridis, Ikeda, as soon as Sia John flicked that through the legs of Zafaridis, Ikeda was across to come and put that one out for a throw in. And it looks like Croatia Raiders are going to go to their bench again here. Looks like the fullback in Corbo's coming off, so whether they restructure to a more attacking formation to finish this game off, looks like they might do so, or it looks like Thompson may just slip back into right fullback position. He's almost played every position tonight, Thompson. Greco. Martinello, nice little pass inside. Klimek. Sia John made the run. Klimek couldn't find him now. It's dangerous. Nyonkuru. Klimek clips him. He's going to pick up a yellow card for that. And Martinello's going to pick one up as well for kicking the ball away. So Curtis Wordsworth lets the game flow. But when needed, takes full control. That player that came on is Caelan Laird, one of the up-and-coming strikers for the club. As we see another foul on that far side, I think it's Laird that's been brought to ground. And Curtis Wordsworth's got the yellow card in his hand once again. And this one's going to go to James Polly. Fun fact for you, Caelan Laird is the son of Central District's Roy Laird, former Central District's coach, Roy Laird. And I've heard good things about this kid. Not only is he a gun for the reserves, but I know there's other teams watching him out there as well. Zafaridis clips it in. The header, it's one, sent across the box. It was Laird who tried to knot it back across. In the end, Croydon come away. They're going to clear through Klimic. No, they're not. He's going to just flip that past King Byrne and then play Pasea John in. Pasea John's got Hisamoto. Hisamoto's got Pasea John again. And Campbell does very well to get back and put that one out for a throw. So Croydon not looking just to milk the clock down here, looking to score a fourth and put this one to bed. Hisamoto still on that hat-trick. Pasea John crosses, but that's catching practice for the goalkeeper. Solari had a shaky start, but has done well this second half especially. Couldn't do too much about the goal, but everything else he's claimed quite confidently. Costa, Bolmapore, that's a dangerous challenge. From behind. Oh, I think he's been saved by the flag there. If that flag didn't go up, he was definitely going to go into the book. It would have been the fourth Croydon booking in his many minutes. It was Klimic, Martinello, Polly, all went into the book within 2 or 3 minutes, and then Bowl did that there. Fortunately, the flag went up and the referee let him off the hook. Here's Greco. Martinello just starting to get involved when it matters, Martinello. Now it's Klimic, shut down by Laird. King Byrne puts the pressure on, now it's Laird. Does well, holds it up, plays it out wide for Campbell. Campbell gets it into the box. It's going to fall for Costa. Nyonkuru at the far post. Back to Costa. Not too far for him to bring down. Now it's Andre Carl. He's got Alex Good making the run, but he couldn't make the ball that he wanted. But does well to track back and put it out for a throw in. So we move into the 88th minute now. A couple of minutes remaining of normal time. Croatia Raiders looking for that equalising goal. Croydon looking to hold on. Klimic does well. Hisamoto. Got Pasea John running. Zafaridis can't keep up. He's got Ikeda though to cover. He does get past Zafaridis now. Pasea John. Looked like he got a little bit of a shove there. The referee says play on. Doriani finds Zafaridis. Zafaridis finds Nyonkuru. He's in the box here, Nyonkuru. Can he find the pass? No, he can't because Bolmapore's there. Nyonkuru keeps it in though. Greco's there. Nyonkuru clips it in. Brazali wins the first header. Doesn't quite win the second ball, but in the end it falls for Pasea John. Nyonkuru on that card. He's got to be careful. It comes off Nyonkuru. Goes out for a Croydon throw. Klimic will come over and just take this throw, take a few seconds off the clock. We're into the 90th minute. Carl wins the header. Hisamoto, back to Carl. Good goes to ground behind play. Probably not the idea there for Carl to get that into the box because now Croatia Raiders can counter back the other way. And Costa's in on goal here. He's bearing down with a keeper. It's 1-on-1. It's Costa. Oh, Magush comes up big. Makes a huge save to keep the scoreline in favour of Croydon. You would have almost fancied Anthony Costa to score from that position. But game management there from Andre Carl, just an experienced player, decided to put the ball into the box and try and find someone. There was no one there. Now it's Raiders up the other end. Magush has come up big. Zafaridis clips it in. Magush comes again. Punches again. Croydon just happy to clear away. Again, it looks like there's a few things going on that bench. Now Carl hunting down Solari. Solari doesn't quite get it to where he wants it to go. Comes off of Laird. Good. Fresh legs. Carl. Back to Good. Campbell covers. Ikeda. Laird. Young fresh legs. Can't find his pass. Polly picks it off. Martinello. Greco. Nearly brought to ground there by Blazeka. Is brought to ground second time round by, I think it's Campbell. And this will allow a couple more substitutions to take place. One for each team by the looks. And it looks like it's going to be Bartkowski for Croydon to come on for these final moments. The goal scorer, or the double goal scorer, Maya Hisamoto, goes off, so there'll be no hat-trick for him in the dining moments. And on comes Benevenuto and Matteo for Blazeka. And I'm not too sure who the other person went off there, just missed that one. So Blazeka's definitely gone off. Croydon have got the free kick. We're into additional time. Martinello's over the ball. We probably look for someone to go to the corner flag here, or play short even with Greco. Back to Martinello, back to... Now he'll go to the corner flag, surely. Holds on to the ball. Back to Greco, but is his pass too far? Greco does well to win it back. Now it's Polly. Skips past his player. Martinello goes to ground again. Campbell, for the second time in as many minutes, again brings his player to ground. And this is probably not what Croatia Raiders wants, but it's exactly what Croydon want. Slow the game down, win free kicks, go to the corner flag, get this game over the line. Into the second minute, soon to be third minute of additional time. Last season they shared at one apiece when they met. Croydon moments away from taking the first victory here. A couple of shirt pulls there. Referee says play on. Solari picks it up, plays it to Zafaridis. Zafaridis goes long. Rosali, Costa. Back to Zafaridis. Bartkowski, the fresh legs, comes across, covers for Pasia. John puts it out for a throw. I don't think there'll be a ball coming anytime soon. Well, here we go. Looks like the Croatia Raiders bench and fans are playing ball boys. But that's going to have to slow up because there's two balls on the park. So Croatia Raiders, if they fail to score a goal in the dying moments here, will fall for what will be the fifth time this season. Croydon, on the other hand, moments away from moving into fourth spot for the time being. Equal fourth spot that will be with Adelaide Comets. And maybe just proving that they are contenders this year, Croydon FC. It's a late free kick here. Zafaridis is over the ball. So is Campbell. Greco's there. Zafaridis will deliver. Last moment, last chance. The goalkeeper's up. It falls. Solari picks it up. He's going to go back into the box. It clips in. Benevenuto clips it back in again. The goalkeeper, he's out off his line. What does Greco do? Solari's chasing. What does he do here? What does Solari do? What does Greco do? Solari, Greco finds a pass inside. No, he doesn't. Lets Solari off the hook, Greco. And Croatia Raiders might have another chance to go forward. Thompson on the far side. They've got numbers in the box. Toriani's there. He'll get the cross in. It's clipped in. It beats all of them. Nyonkuru gets there ahead of Pasia John. Referee lets him play. We're into the fourth minute. Nyonkuru clips it in. Magush comes. Claims strong. In no rush here, Daniel Magush, but came and claimed that one very, very strong. Croydon moments away from victory. Magush puts it to ground, goes long. Curtis Wordsworth still lets him play. looks at the watch. Ikeda, Toriani, Thompson. Do they get it into the box? Does Wordsworth let them do it? Still they play. Looks at the watch again. The ball goes for Martinello. And that is it. Curtis Wordsworth brings it to an end. Croydon FC move in to the top 6 with victory. 3 games at home this season, Croydon, and maximum points every time. If you can make your home games a fort, it puts you in a great position going forward, especially if you can pick results up on the road. Unfortunately for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, they fall for the 5th time this season. They are defeated home and away. Just can't get it to click. So they go through, shake hands. What a bizarre moment we just had there. The goalkeeper Solari was in all the action for a moment. Croatia Raiders had multiple chances at the end of the game, but it finishes Croydon FC 3, Adelaide Croatia Raiders 2. Goal scorers for Croydon. Andre Carl opened the scoring. Maya Hisamoto with a great free kick in the 41st minute. Completed his double in the second half after Croatia Raiders scored in 45 minutes first half and 45 minutes second half. Made it 2-2. Came out firing in the second half. But as I mentioned, Maya Hisamoto got that second goal not too long after. Croydon, they were able to just, in patches in the second half, they were able just to stop Croatia Raiders going forward. They were able to just get their foot on the ball at the right times. It wasn't a full 90-minute performance, but when you play as good as you did in the first half, most of the time that leads to a win. Both teams now head into next week. Croatia Raiders go home. They'll play Para Hills next week in a game that will be massive for them. Para Hills doing very well this season, whilst Croydon will travel to FK Beograd next weekend. Well, that is enough from me tonight. I'm going to stop rattling on. I hope you enjoyed the game. Tune in to all the other fixtures this weekend. Plenty more to come. Tomorrow night, Adelaide Comets versus Beograd. And then Saturday, Para Hills versus Adelaide City. Playford versus Bacalla. Modbury versus Metro. And Campbelltown versus Adelaide United on the Saturday night. It's full time here at Regency Park. Croydon FC 3. Adelaide Croatia Raiders 2. See you next time.